Welcome all sports fans. I'm Dolph Jackson, one of the hosts of the Come On In Sports Network, a brand new sports network catered to sports heads like yourselves. Here on the Come On In Sports Network, we'll be covering the latest topics and current sporting news from around the world, such as baseball, football, basketball, and more. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, and come on in.
The Come On In Sports Network.
Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk Saints football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Family, family, family. How you doing? The doors are now open, so you already know. Come on in. Want to welcome everybody to the Q&A with Dolph and Coach. That's right, Coach got that. Let's see if Coach got that morning oatmeal in him, baby. Let's see if he ready to go. Coach, you ready to go? You got that oatmeal in you this morning, baby?
No, Dolph, give me a minute.
All right, I got you. Give Coach a minute to get ready in the background, family. So listen, I want to welcome everybody. Hope you're having a great 4th of July holiday weekend celebration. Hope you were safe with those fireworks. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Looking forward to this, man. Hey, simply put, it's Q&A, man. We go talk Saints football. We go talk NFL football. Hey, we're a matter of weeks. It's July. We're a matter of weeks before the first training camp opens. But before we go any further, man, family, what cup? Listen, I need everybody in the chat. As you come in, I need to know what you're sipping on this morning. What is it? Your favorite cup of coffee? Is it community coffee? Is it Folgers, Maxwell House? Let me know. Or you got that morning juice, that workout juice going? Are you drinking a cup of OJ? All right, Samuel, how you doing, my brother? Come on in. And like Samuel say, family, as you come on in, hit that like button, subscribe, set that notification bell. Join the family and come on in. All right, Samuel's in the house. Who else is in the building? My boy, just Blaze. Blaze, how you doing? Come on in. He's here. My brother, Derek L.D., how you doing, my brother? Good morning. Come on in. All right. Uncle Jerry is here. He's in the building. Welcome, family. Listen, I'm putting the link in the chat. Q&A, come on. We're going to have some fun this morning. Let's just talk Saints football. Any and everything, family. Expectations. We go take a look at some thoughts from those who are not part of the Who Dat community and what they think of the New Orleans Saints. We're going to look at some recent articles from those who cover the New Orleans Saints. And go around the NFL. We'll get some of the latest, take a look at some of the latest headlines from the National Football League. Again, we're going to do all those things this morning. But most importantly, this does not work without you. So once again, on behalf of myself, the legendary Coach Rod, and the entire Come On In Sports Network family, thank you all for all your support. And also, we'd like to send out a special shout once again to the official affiliate partner of the Come On In Sports Network. Back at it. Here we go. Dolph. Coach is still getting ready in the background. Who else has come on in? Uh-oh. He's here. My brother on his way to work. Hoodie Juvie. What's up, Hoodie? How you doing, my brother? Hoodie, I know you're on your way to work. Hey, what was your breakfast this morning, man? You got a cup of coffee, you got you got your OJ. What you sipping on, man? What's your breakfast looking like this morning? All right. That's right, Dolphin. We in this there. All right. Derrick Gale say the hurricane, the chill, bro. My yeah, bro. This hurt. Listen, everyone, please pay attention to the storm, man, that's in the Gulf approaching the Texas coastline. Brownsville, Houston. Looks like it's going Houston area. So please be vigilant and listen. Get out if you know, if you're in an area that normally floods at this time, floods when storms come through. Listen, get out, man. Get out now while you can. Don't fall victim to, hey, we just gonna ride it out. It ain't gonna be that bad. Listen, we know if hopefully things don't go turn for the worst, but we know if power goes out, it's sometimes it's not a matter of days, it's a matter of weeks sometimes before power and everything's restored. So please, everybody, be safe. Make the wise and best decision for you and your loved ones. We're praying for everybody there and everywhere, man. It's crazy, man. It's real crazy. But yeah, same. That's right, Derrick L. praying. All right, Hoodie Jube says, I have a question. What's your question, my brother? Go ahead, Hoodie. What's your question? Hoodie starting it all, but hold on. It's too quiet up in there. Gotta get a little background music, you know. All right, let's go, baby. All right, Hoodie, what's the question? What's Hoodie's question? Who your favorite podcasters and why? Oh, man. All right, here we go. All right. Big Q, my dog, yourself, Hoodie, TJ, Ross Jackson, WDN, I say TJ, Nola Bros, Bob Rose, Jeff Nowak, NOF, the entire group do a great job. Matt Pascana. Who else? I'm forgetting so many people. Let's see, who else, man? It's some, who I'm forgetting somebody, man. Who I'm forgetting? No Cap, No Filter, Hurricane Mike, Sister Barbara. Let's see. Let me see. Offhand, and if I forget anybody, I apologize. But offhand, man, Boo Crew. Brother name with that Boo Crew. Jono. Let's see, who else? Rev Deuce. I already said the great Ross Jackson. We already know that. John Hendricks. Let's see. Who else? I think Coach about ready to come back in, sir, family. That's a good question, huh? But that's not it. There's more. And again, if there's anybody I'm forgetting, is not on purpose. But I like that question, Hood. That's a good question, man. That's a good question, man. And why? The reason everyone that I mentioned is they're thorough, the passion, they have a love for what they do. They have a love for the New Orleans Saints, but at the same time, they tell it like it is. They keep it real. They don't sugarcoat anything. They are straightforward when talking about this football team. They're honest. They're not afraid to admit where they were wrong when they made a mistake. And I learned from each and every single one of them. And that's why, my brother. That's why. All right, Derek L says he's on that pineapple juice this morning. All right. D's on that pineapple juice. Jerry says watching Looney Tunes on MeTV, eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch with a banana and drinking OJ before heading to Kenner. Okay. All right. OG gonna be in the city today. Go ahead and get that good breakfast in you, man. All right. Let's see. Coach keep trying to pop in. Let's see if Coach is ready. You ready, Coach? You ready? All right. Let me go.
Yeah.
All right. He's on. There he is. The co-host of the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. The one and only legendary Coach Rock. Coach, what's going on this morning, my brother?
What's going on, Dolph? I'm a little hoarse. I had that cash money last night. Cash money.
You went to that Cash Money concert?
Yes, sir. But let me do this right quick before we go there.
Man.
Let me just thank everybody for their support for the camp, man. It was a great camp. Thank you for coming out, though. Thank the Come On In Sports Network, man. Derek L., thank you for your contribution, man. We had over 150 kids. God blessed us. We were able to feed the kids. It was hot, but, we got through it. So I just want to thank everybody, man. Camp is being blessed, it's growing. Thank Mr. Randy Wells driving in from Texas to be with us. Mr. Raphael Neal, who is the director of the LaPlace Reserve Area Youth Foundation and runs the recreation department out there. All the coaches, everybody, man, y'all greatly appreciate it. So before I went anywhere else, just want to thank you guys for your support, your love, and just continue prayers that this camp continues to grow, that continues to bless lives. So thank everybody, man. I just want to get out the way.
Man, listen, man, it was a great success, man. And I don't want to start the morning off, but to that one person who I had to address, you are welcome to come on this podcast. You are welcome next year to bring your loved ones, your neighbors' kids, any kid in your community to next year's camp. That camp is for anyone and everyone who would like to attend. It is free. It is not based on race, color, creed, or anything like that. So please please people understand this. When Coach puts this together and where he's putting it together, the majority of the community is African American. But that does not mean that you cannot, if you're not African American or if you're not from that particular area, that does not mean you cannot attend. You cannot bring your team out. You cannot bring your kids out, your nieces, nephews, whatever. It is not about that. It's about community. It's about kids. When Coach is doing this, we're not seeing color. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this from the bottom of his heart, man, because he's doing something that he loves. So instead of being behind on social media saying something, how about you volunteer next year? Come on out, man, and help. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say that, Coach.
Right.
Also, as we get back to it, Jerry says he's getting watching Looney Tunes on MeTV, eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch with a banana and drinking OJ. He's going to be hating the Kenner today. All right, my boy St. John Butler, how you doing? Come on in, it's in the building. Derek L says, wifey made me some lost bread. If you know, you know. Now, I don't know, bro. What is lost bread, D? D, tell me what's lost bread. Yeah.
Hey, Dolph, I'm still in right quick. We got a guest popped in. I know he got to go.
Okay. Hey,
Uh,
fam, go ahead, coach. Yeah,
but
you
let
got
me
it.
let me introduce him first of all. He was a guy that I grew up on Harrell Park. I guess you could say he was the big brother that I wanted to imitate and be like the little brother type of guy. Man, he was someone that he never knew that I always looked up to. He was a very humble person. He was one of, I guess you could say, the legends of the basketball on the park, man. But he was humble, man. He always he showed love to us. He had a baby boy smile, and he never thought he was too big, and never thought he was too much to talk to us, to kind of direct us in life. And what was crazy, man, I hadn't saw him since he hit his last jump on a rail in 1986, bro. And we connected through the camp. I saw the comment he had put on Coach Freddie page, man. And when I saw it, it was like, I don't know, you know how somebody can bless you, and it was just a blessing, man, that I found him again. I
Right.
told him I ain't saw you in over 35 years, but you ain't getting away this time. But he
Mhm.
lives out in the Dallas area now, dog.
Okay.
He's doing great things out there. So I know he got to go. So I told him just give me 5 or 10 minutes. I had the ball, I'm trying to steal 10 minutes at this time. So with that being said, we have another than Reverend Darrell. He's Darrell to me. He's one of Harrell letters on the basketball coach. So we just want him to come in and share what he's doing. And it's so glad to see him, man. We're so glad to connect. Like I said, I haven't talked to his brother since 1986, bro, when he last hit his last jump shot on the Harrell Park, man. So we're gonna have him come in and just share with us right quick.
Hey, amazing, man. God is so good. God is so good. Rock, man. The intro is really large. When you reached out, it made my day. I've never considered myself, just like you said, above anyone. Harrell Park was like a university to me. I learned a lot out there. I love being there, man. Coach Mims, Coach King, um, they impact my life tremendously, and they're the reasons I do what I do now. And Rock, I always seen you as a little brother, and I always, tried to pour into young people. A lot of people don't know, but um, it started with Freddie King. He planted the seed. I remember him. I'm playing up at the park. We got bitty basketball going on, and he said, "You want to play on my team?" I said, "Of course." I said, "That's fine." So I think he had a Jeep at the time. He brought me home. Asked my mom, "Could I be on his team?" She said, "Yeah, if he wants to." And then Freddie, and she said, "How much are the uniforms?" And she said, $11. And she was like, $11. She said, "You better stay on this team, not quit." Well, after that, we were going to the park. And there was a moment where Coach King told me, he said, "What I just did for you, I want you to do for other kids." So I was like, "What?" Man, I just want to get to the park and drop some jumpers on Steelhead. I don't care, about no
Right, right,
kids, right?
right.
But what it did, man, it planted the seed. And so I've always felt committed to, young men like yourself, because, seeing you do great things, man, it's amazing to me, because we got to give back. We had a thing, and, coming up, it was each one, teach one.
Hmm.
Man, and I can name names from here to Tuesday.
Right.
Ralph Jerome, Joe Jerome, Wilbur Soon, Michael Soon. The Brown boys taught me how to play basketball. Darnell, Darrell, Keith. Man, it was like a basketball cornucopia. It was a mecca. And just so happened, me and Dwayne Steelhead, who's my cousin, about 13 or 14, they started letting us play with the big guys. You know, not because they wanted to, but we was always out there, and we was the last two that completed the five, to run.
Right. Right.
And so they would never pass us the ball. So me and Dwayne got our defensive game because we was running around checking each other like crazy. And the only way we got a ball is if it came off the board or something like that. But it was such an amazing education out there. It was the Mecca. We used to call it Vietnam sometime because of the physicality, you know.
Right.
But it was all love, man. And if you sat on that fence, you hear Coach Mills from the building, "Hey, Popcorn, get off my fence." You know, so
Right.
that's Herald Park now. A lot of people don't know. I got my start with Nord and Conrad. I played on Conrad's 110 football team. So we used to walk from Conrad to Herald when we played.
The whole
I'm
house
talking
bro,
about-
coming.
Yeah, Conrad is the best team. Hey. So I got to play against Eddie Ford and all those dudes, you know, and Aeneas, and it was just a lot of love, man. You know, growing up in that area. You know, New Orleans is about decision making, and our coaches taught us how to make wise decisions to keep us safe from the violence, you know, the drug game, the drug world, whatever, you know. And basketball took us to new levels. I myself, you know, like you said, I moved to Texas in '86, but my heart is always going to be in Holly Grove, Pigeon Town, Herald Park, Conrad Park. I love coming home. I've even told my wife, somebody said, we'll give you $3 billion to grow up somewhere else. Keep the money. Because, you know, that education was amazing.
Right. So Derek, kind of share with us what you're doing now, man.
Okay.
You're doing some great things in Texas.
Yeah, well, I'm a retired youth pastor. I was a youth pastor for Antioch Christian Fellowship Church here in Corinth, Texas. Was associate pastor. Started off as a deacon or a lay person, and you know, God's calling. Accepted my calling to preach at 10 years ago, and so that the youth ministry. I've been working with children and youth, like I said, since I was in my 20s. Also, my father in the ministry, which was the late Dr. Reverend Michael Lee Graves in Nashville, Tennessee. I spent 3 years there as the children and youth coordinator with about 500 kids. And now the beauty of being a youth pastor, I get to marry some of my kids and still, you know, have influence with them.
Right.
But right now I also have a men's ministry called the Men of Issachar. And every Saturday morning we have Bible study and prayer. You know, we pray for whatever the situation may be. And I'm still a financial advisor. At 9, I told my mom I was going to live in Dallas and play for the Cowboys. Well, I live in Dallas and I've worked with the Cowboys. But that's it. Married, have one son who lives in Houston. I got many kids because of the youth ministry. And also, being that I went to McDonough 35, me and my classmates, the class of '82, we have a prayer call every Tuesday morning where we lift up God and we pray, and you know, there's a lesson taught every Tuesday morning. So God keeps me pretty busy, man. It's a blessing and a gift to be able to serve God in that capacity.
Right. So what were you doing within the Cowboys organization?
Well, I had the pleasure of working, serving several guys as their financial advisors. A couple of them I still work with right now. One of which is my number one. His name is Flozell Adams. And I've worked with him since probably 2003. And, you know, helped him with his resources. And we helped name the locker room after his mom at Michigan State. It's called the Rachel Fairman Adams locker room. And so that's one of my, things I'm proud of that God allowed me to be a part of. His mom died of breast cancer, and we just wanted to do something to, have her, remembered and honored. She attended all of his games and was there to meet him after each game right at the tunnel. And so the school remembered it, and it was just a blessing to be a part of that. So that's one of the things I did with several of, some of the other guys, a lot of them are retired now. And so that's what I did for multiple years.
Okay, where can our guests find you at? On what platforms, man? Are you on it?
Right now, one of the platforms, I'm on social media. We have a podcast that we do. It's called God Given, where we talk to Christian athletes concerning their God given talent. Because, to play basketball, to football, it's a gift, just like any other thing, like if you're gifted in accounting and things of that nature. That's one thing my father always told me: what you going to do after basketball? And you never think about that when you're young, but when you start preparing early for that, when it is over. God Given is a Christian podcast, so you can find us at www. HGBS Media, which stands for Holly Grove Bed-Stuy Media.com. And we have several things there. We're waiting for just approval for a 501c3, where I have a ministry we're putting together. It's called 5 Smooth Stones, which comes out of the story of David and how David only used one stone, which represents Jesus Christ, to slay the giants. And we know that a lot of our kids are battling giants. So that's something that's coming. 5 Smooth Stones.
Okay. I know you had to go and let Dolph holler at you, but before
let me
Dolph
ask you.
holler at you,
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say thank you, man, because it's easy to bring on big name celebrities just because,
Right.
but I want them to see people that had impacts on lives, man, and still
Right.
impacting lives, man, that
Amen.
we don't talk about enough. We always looking at the big names, but we
Right,
forget
right.
about the people that had influence. You had an influence on me since the age of like 10 years old, man. And I want people to meet people like you, man.
Amen.
I'm to the point of I don't need the celebrity status. I just
Right,
want people
right.
to see down to earth people
Right.
that work every day, go to a blue collar job, but the influence and had impacts on lives, man. So thank you for coming on and let my host Dolph come on and holler at you a second. I know you got to get out. Thank
Like,
you
no
for
rush, no
sharing with
rush. I
us.
got some
Yeah.
gentlemen that's gonna
Okay.
take care until I get on. So
Okay.
this was a blessing, Rock. I love you. Nothing you can do about it. I love what you're doing in the community and giving back, and I promise you, you will see contributions from me in more ways than another. And like you said, it's over 30 something years that we had not talked.
Right.
I didn't know the influence that to the level that I had on you, but as I always say, to God be the glory, and let you know that your living is not in vain. So for sure.
Yeah.
Well, first of
Brother
all,
Dolph.
welcome to the show. Welcome to the
Hey,
show,
what's
brother
up, my
Boss.
man?
Listen, a fellow uptowner,
Yes,
17
sir.
water. You know what I'm saying?
17.
Listen, welcome to
Uh-huh.
the show, man. Thank you
Man.
for being here. Coach hit me up this morning. I was like, man, no problem, man. Sometimes things happen for a reason, man.
Oh,
And
no
we
doubt.
want to thank you for being here, taking time out your busy schedule, man.
No
Um,
problem.
Listen, man. First thing I want to ask you, man, coming from where we all came from, man,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and now when you look back at where you were when you were
Mm-hmm.
growing up and where you are now in your life,
Mm-hmm.
how fortunate do you feel now that you have made it out? Because a lot of us, we know, did not make it
Right.
out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Yeah, I got
So
tons of friends.
yeah,
Yeah.
tons of, you know, we can
Mhm.
go on days talking about who had.
Mhm.
But with that being said, man, how did you make? How do you feel that you made it out? And when I say made it out, it's not saying that we're better than anyone who
Mhm.
didn't.
Mhm.
We
Okay.
just took, at some point, something happened in our life where we took a different path. If
Right.
maybe it was a certain person saying something or something happened that led
Right.
us to where we are today from our humble beginnings. If you wouldn't mind explaining,
Oh no, not
that
at
for
all,
us.
man. Man, I feel blessed and fortunate. My walk with Christ. Now, my parents were amazing. I was blessed with two amazing parents, but not just my parents, my aunts, my uncles. You know, my mentors at the park. You know, and I'm, you know, I can't thank Coach King enough. You know, Coach Michael Mims. A lot of my coaches early, influenced me to make wise and good decisions. I grew up, I went to Catholic school. My parents were blessed enough to, and I didn't understand the struggle of going to Incarnate Word and Monte Della Rosa, those they had a tremendous influence, and what it did, and it enabled me to navigate both worlds. I heard you say earlier that bring your kids out, no matter what color or anything. My mom used to always tell me, there ain't but two type people in the world, and that's good people and bad people. Good people and evil, and you're gonna encounter both. And if you can remember that it's all about the people that you encounter, not what happens to you, but how you handle it. The reason why I left New Orleans was that I knew some of the influences around me, I would probably end up in the drug game, dead or in jail. So when I left New Orleans to move to Dallas, I did not know one person here. It was just it was strictly on faith. I gave my life to Christ at 18. I didn't walk that way from 18 to 30, in and out, making my own decisions, but it was definitely God ordained and ordained by the Holy Spirit. But I love New Orleans. There's no place like it. As I said earlier, I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else, but it's decision making. And we got to give our kids options. And, just like what Rock said, kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If they know you care about them and you love them, and they got somebody they can go to and talk to, and you're genuine, and you can tell them, hey, look, I did smoke weed. I made mistakes. I bumped my head. I did things that wasn't, good with God. And then they can say, but when you get on a platform and you feel as though you're holier than thou and preaching down at them, they don't appreciate that. So with kids, they got to know you care. My Kenneth Michael Mims, coach at Harrell 110. I mean Conrad 110. One of the things he did that was a blessing. He would bring us to his home to have dinner. He would take all the offensive linemen or the defensive linemen to, have dinner at his home with his family to show us what a family looks like and show us, man, we can accomplish some of the same things. Because if you see it, you can be it. What you show these kids, what you give them, it's a beautiful thing when you see the light come on with these kids. So we just got to keep pouring in, man. I do it because I owe. Dudes did it for me, and that's why I was telling Rock earlier. I would need 2 days to basically talk about the impact that Harrell had on my life and Conrad and people in the neighborhood. And I used to go to Dennis Barbershop on Ferret, and we had two old men in there, Railroad and King, and they used to teach us, give us wisdom, and that's what we need to keep doing today. But that decision making was the key.
Well, listen, Reb, it's a pleasure to have you, bro.
Yes.
Listen, you family, you got to come back,
One.
Listen, we go set up a time to come back, man, because
Excellent.
I want to get into you about financial, how to take care of your finances, how to get, because a lot of us are living check to check.
Right.
And so we're gonna start a segment called Other Than Sports, and I love you to be part of that, man. Also, I'm in the Dallas Fort Worth area, so
well, let me hit me up.
Yeah, if it's okay, I'll get you.
Oh, come on, man!
Information.
Rock, send my stuff. Yeah,
from Rock, man, and I'll be getting at you with that, man. And again, my brother, it feels good to have another brother out here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
One
saying?
love, man.
One love, man. But again, my brother, thank you. We appreciate you, man. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to speaking to you.
I'll be calling you, Daryl. Thanks for coming on, man.
And make sure you give my man my information.
Will do.
All right. Love you guys. God bless.
All right, man. God bless you too, my brother. Have a good one. All right, Who Dat Nation? That was Reverend. The Rev was just ain't dropping knowledge. As you can hear, he had influence on Coach and didn't even know it. Now I know a lot of you are like, hey, we went from talking saints, holy. We really were talking saints. We were talking about God, man. Talking about some positive things first. But hey, we gonna talk about football, but y'all know how we rock on here. We talk about everything, man. So with that being said, we about to get back to it. I got Hurricane Mike. I see in the background. I'm gonna get you on. Just hold tight, my brother. Some questions that we might have missed, Coach, as we come. First of all, St. John, thank you, brother. Coach, if you don't know, baby, we ain't 802, baby. We getting close to that 1,000 subscribers, man. Thank you all. Let's keep pushing it. Share. If it's your first time, hit that like button and come on in. Hoodie said for breakfast, nothing. Got out, took a shower, got dressed, and went to work. No breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, Hoodie. Eat an apple and drink some water or something, brother. You got to do something to get your day started, man. All right. Rose City's in the house. Who that to you, man? OG Stoner. I saw Stoner was in here. What's Stone at, man? Rose City says, check out James Skermata. Okay, we're going to try to do that. Hope everyone's safe from that hurricane again. Please prepare. Please be safe. Please make the wise decision. If it may be best to get out. All right. Let's see. Hurricane Mike coming on. I have a question. Do you like how they put a playoff game on Peacock? Cause what you feel about that? Them putting a playoff game on Peacock.
Well, to be honest, man, I was talking to my coworker. I really think that in the near future, all the football you're gonna have to pay for it through one of these subscribed apps, man. It's I think what has happened when we grew up, it was channel 4, 6, and 8, and they would bid on these games, to see who would get them. We know CBS always had the AFC, and I think channel 8 always had the NFC. But now you have all these streaming platforms that are outbidding these regular networks, man. So eventually you're gonna pay to see all this. You're gonna have one of those streaming apps to watch football. And it's coming down the pipeline slowly, man. So I mean, if you ain't got a smart TV or you ain't got the maps, it's best you start getting them, because I believe in the next 5 years everything is gonna come down to those streaming apps, though.
Yeah, me too, man. And I read an article the other day, and it was specifically talking about that same thing. That's a great question, Mike. It was talking about that exact thing. How, and when you look at it, streaming services are cheaper than cable. Yeah. It's cheaper than DirecTV. It's cheaper than Cox. It's cheaper than what other cable service out there?
Direct.
You got Direct. What's the other one?
I don't know. There's so many.
So streaming services, so YouTube. I mean, listen, YouTube got Sunday Ticket now. So, you got YouTube TV, you got live TV on Netflix, Yahoo, Amazon Prime. So, yeah, man, it's definitely going that way. Now, as far as putting a playoff game on there, I really don't like that. To me, it's the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should be privileged to see the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't like that. That part about it personally. I don't like that. Rose City said, best thing my wife ever did was talking to me about doing a budget. You got to tell your money where to go instead of it telling you where to go. Big key. Real talk, man. That's something my wife is trying to plant in my head, and she be right. We trying to plant in each other's head. But yeah. Who did appreciate? Okay. Mike says exactly. Okay. Now here's the first thing we're gonna do. I want to share this with you, family. This was from A to Z. No, this was from Yahoo Sports, and they were talking about our New Orleans Saints. It was a preview, so let me get this up on the screen for you, and then we're gonna talk about it. Do you agree about what they're saying? Let me get that up there for you. Let me cut that background music for a second so we all can. Hey, I need everyone to put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it. Here we go, family.
You talk about the New Orleans Saints. The one big thing is, who cares? And I'm not saying this to attack Saints fans or the Saints organization. I'm saying that when you have had a Hall of Fame coach and a Hall of Fame quarterback and all of the momentum and the great stories and the feel-goods and all of these things that New Orleans had for a generation, you wake up one day and you realize that post that, you're not just, it's not that you're good or bad. The Saints, as you pointed out when we were getting ready for this show, the Saints had a winning record last year. They're not a bad football team. They're an irrelevant football team. They don't have somebody that every fan listening will just flock to find out, hey, what's this guy doing? They don't have the fantasy superstar. They don't have the head coach that people, like, how many people even know what Dennis Allen looks like unless you've been around Dennis Allen, right? Like, they've got Derek Carr, who's always very good, but never really fires up the world to get into the spot of being glorious and great. Like, the Saints are no longer a conversation piece. And this exercise is proof positive of that, because it's not that there's anything wrong with their team or anything right with their team. Their team is just sort of there.
Yeah, totally, 100%. And even with some of their individual guys follow that. Like, everybody likes to think that Derek Carr was terrible last season. Not really. He was fine. And that's the thing. He's fine. The Saints were fine. Chris Olave, he was fine. Like, it's not like these guys were awful or terrible. It's just so unimpressive and uninspiring. And yes, you're right. As far as being just kind of stuck in the middle of the road here, can this Saints group ever win a Super Bowl? No, absolutely not. Like, unless you just get some crazy fortunate breaks and have a bunch of breakthroughs we don't see coming from guys like Rashid Shaheed becomes like the next Justin Jefferson or something. Like, but that's probably not going to happen. And the Saints team probably is never going to be a contender as constructed. But yet they're good enough where you can be like, hey, we're 9-8 last year. How could you just tear that apart? We got to make a run at this. The division, it almost like it's the division, the NFC South is so bad that it's hurting the Saints it being honest with themselves, because they're always in contention, right? But that's just because the NFC South has been so bad the last couple of years. It might be again if the Falcons thing doesn't work out as well as we think, or Buccaneers, unless they take a real big step forward. They were just 9-8 last year too. So it's almost like the Saints talk themselves into being better than they are when we all know they're not a Super Bowl contender. And you're right, they're irrelevant. There's only a few teams in the NFL where if you have Sunday ticket, you're just never turning on that game unless you're really into the opponent. And the Saints are one of them. There's just really no reason to flip the channel to them.
I can't put the Saints against anybody in the middle of the season on Sunday Night Football in a way that when the schedule was released was going to make non-fans of either team say, oh my God, I have to watch that game. That's just where New Orleans is now.
Yeah, absolutely, positively middle of the road. Again, they're not bad. Like, we usually talk this way about teams like, oh, the Patriots are going to win 3 games. Nobody wants to watch them. The Saints are probably going to win 8 or 9 games. And maybe they'll go 8-1. I mean, that's how mediocre they are.
They got a real shot at winning the division. Honestly,
they do. Yeah, that's the thing. We could see them in the playoffs, and it'd be like, The Saints. Okay, whatever.
The Saints
Like,
are going to be treated, if they win their division, they'll be treated the same way the Jags and Titans do when they win their division,
The Texans,
respectively.
yeah,
They'll get the
Saturday
Saturday
afternoon, baby.
afternoon game. No, and we're like, all right, well, we're stuck with the Saints on Saturday afternoon. Like, that's where they are.
Yeah, and it's again, it's just shocking because a few years ago, that was one of the must-watch teams in the NFL.
All right, family. There you have it. Coach, what's your thoughts?
No comment. I mean, you really don't know what you're gonna get this year, man. So I'm kind of on a, I guess, pins and needles. I'm just trying to see what the product gonna look like, bro. I mean, it all stems back from, I just think, Dennis Allen. Just, he's not that coach. Nobody believes in the NFL believes it's him as a coach, and I'm just waiting to see the product, bro. So I can't really say anything until we actually see the product. You know, once I see the product and where we at, then I mean, we may can revisit this. But right now, I got to see what's the product gonna be. And I know some of the acquisitions they made, and to me, there's still some question marks in my head about this team. So I just got to see the product. Then it just goes back to the locker room. No matter who you bring in or what you got in that locker room, do they believe in Dennis Allen as coach? Is this team 100% whole? Are the leaders totally with their coach? I mean, so there's a lot of questions, Dolph. Just got to wait and see for me. Wait and see approach.
Right. And Rose City said, man, I mean, was they really lying? And I'm going to tell you right now, they're really not lying. On a national scale right now, this is what people think of the New Orleans Saints. They are he called the Saints mediocre. That I disagree with. But are the Saints relevant or irrelevant? Irrelevant. Heading into this season, like Coach just said, we have no idea what we're going to get. But based off the work, they buy their work the last 3 years, like they said, many people are looking at the Saints as a 9-8 team again or an 8-9 team. But as I said last night on Hooded Jews show, and once again, shout out to Brother DeWright on his 56th birthday, the New Orleans Saints season is going to hinge, to me, on that offensive line. They have invested first, second round picks. They have traded up in the draft to get a young, promising player in Nick Saldiveri. So on opening day, like I said last night, I'm gonna keep saying it the entire offseason, the entire training camp until the season. On opening day, we better damn well hope that the starting offensive line for the New Orleans Saints is as follows. Left tackle, Tadalisi Fuaga. Left guard, Nick Saldiveri. Center, Eric McCoy. Right guard, Cesar Ruiz. And right tackle, Trevor Penning. And not because of efficiency, meaning because somebody got hurt and they had to put him in there, but no, because they went out there and they earned it. And the sooner this offensive line comes together and you get your starters and they start working together and become one, Coach, I feel like if the offensive line is above average to good, if they're above average, I think the Saints can get 10 wins. If they are above good, I think the Saints can at least get 2. They're good for 2 more wins, and I think the Saints can get 11 wins this upcoming season. That's just my thought.
I think one thing I heard your lineup. I'm not sold on Penning being a tackle. I really think he's better moving inside at a guard because of his feet. I've constantly watched his feet, and when you get those quick defensive end with them quick steps and quick bursts, his chop steps are just not there for me. I think moving him inside would have been better, and possibly through free agency, trying to find mid-level exception type tackle where you don't kind of break bank on. To plug him in, I don't know what's the status of Ruiz. Is he coming back? Not Ruiz, I'm sorry, Ramchak. I don't know if he's going to be back. I know he had some surgery and he got a lot of issues. I don't know if he'll be back. But I thought maybe like a mid-level tackle out there, or maybe a young tackle somewhere on another squad. I'm just, like I said, I got to wait and see, dog. I'm just not sold on him at that tackle, bro. I'm really not.
I, for one, am not ready to give up on Trevor Penning. I think he's been a tackle his whole life, his whole career. I think he can play tackle. Listen, he struggled. He struggled. There's no doubt about that. But to me, the Saints didn't do him any favors in helping him, getting him ready. And also, I think he was in a place mentally that he was not, his mind was not there as far as confidence-wise. I think, because, Coach, you're a coach. There are some players who have talent. There's no doubt Trevor Penning has talent or he wouldn't be in the National Football League. We know that.
Correct.
All right. But there are some players that, as a coach, you're evaluating your team. There are certain players you can be outspoken, kind of rough with, like straight at their face. And there are some players you got to discern, okay, what's the best way for me to go at him and get the best out this young man? I don't think they did that last year. Now, we have John Benton coming in, one of the more respected offensive line coaches around the NFL. Him and Clint Kubiak as a staff, they sat down, they watched the tape, and they immediately decided that he would be a better right tackle than left tackle, mainly probably because of what you say. A lot of times I saw with Penny personally, sometimes it was his get up, but I think it's his technique, Coach. Sometimes he just get off. Sometimes when he's lining up, he kind of overcompensates for the defender if he's going against a speed rusher, which we know gave him problems, especially early in the season. To me, he kind of oversets when he comes out his stance, and thus he leaves himself vulnerable for a counter inside. The one thing that he was, and we cannot deny this when he came out and early in his career, was his strongest thing was run blocking. When that started to suffer last year, that's when you knew this kid was in a bad state. But for the Saints to totally shut him down and him not being injured and not even play him on certain heavy packages or goal line packages, I think they did the kid a disservice. I mean, was it just like, hey, let's just sit him down, let's like give him a red shirt year and just reset? You know, he's been working in the offseason, like he says. He's actually been working at both left and right tackle. So again, he's going to be the key. Now behind him, you say go out. We got Landon Young. Landon Young finally started to play last year and looked like a serviceable right tackle. But of course, then he gets hurt. Will it be a undrafted free agent, someone we're not thinking of right now? And the fact, as we take a look at, let's take a look at the Saints depth chart right now. Let me get that on screen for you guys.
But while you doing that, man,
Go ahead.
I'll say this, bro. That clip you just played of those two guys, bro. I would just bring the whole team into the film room and just put that on. And if that don't motivate that whole team, because basically they're saying you guys ain't gonna be shit.
Yeah.
And if that don't motivate you,
Yeah,
as a team, and we got some serious issues, bro. We got some serious issues, man. I wouldn't even speak. I would just put that on and just let them hear that. And basically they're saying, y'all ain't shit. Y'all not even worth us looking at.
right. That's it. That's it. But I'm gonna sit here and everything they saying was not a lie. Mediocrity. Now, again, I don't agree with that, but if the Saints are on TV, who are you clamoring to go see? Is it Derek Carr? No, but you saying the Saints don't have anybody that's must see? Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara when healthy, Taysom Hill, they'll work. They'll work to me. Worth watching. Hey man, we got our brother J Live. Job, man, thank you for the $20 super chat. Come on in early in the morning. J Live's in here. Links in the chat. He go come in here talking about his boy, that number 2 quarterback heading into training camp. Jake Haynes, I can't wait till him and Coach get into it about that. I definitely can't wait. Cause Coach already said Haynes gonna be getting the water. So I can't wait for that, baby. Who that, my brother? And thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate you, fam. But here's the depth chart right now, fam. Uwaga, actually, I don't know why they got Ramchick. That's gonna be Penny right there. So Penny, Ruiz, Saul DeVere, Shane Lemieux is a veteran that brought in from the Giants. Lucas Patrick, I think, is a very good signing veteran who could pay dividends as a may he be the top backup. I know Udo Ali Sameka was formerly of the Minnesota Vikings, and I read a piece on him from Vikings Wire, and about it was 2 years ago, I believe, and they were saying about him, Ali is a good stopgap for about 3 to 4 games, but after that he starts to get exposed, kind of like what's his name who just retired, who just retired for the Saints, coach. What's his name, man? Everybody in chat, who just retired?
What position?
Offensive lineman.
Oh, you talking about the tackle?
Who just retired, fam? Help me and coach.
He played on the line. Shit, he played.
Y'all know who we're talking about. Yeah, but yeah. So when you look at this depth chart, I mean, a lot of things are for grab. Is there depth there? Yes. Now, a sneaky person to watch to make the practice squad or possibly push for a backup role at center is former Tulane center Sincere Haynesworth. He's worth keeping an eye on. I think Josiah Isram, the 7th round selection, I think he's going to a prime practice squad candidate heading into this season. But with Jawan Johnson being out for the foreseeable future,
James Hurst.
Yeah, James Hurst. Yeah. So who's going to replace James Hurst as that swing offensive lineman? That's going to be key. Who's it going to be? Will it be Udo? Will it be Landon Young? Will it be Lucas Patrick? Shane Lemieux, I'm not too big on Shane Lemieux. Shane Lemieux. Also, Mark Evans II is back. They liked him. He made the practice squad. He returns. He's a developmental offensive lineman who they think shows promise. Let's see if he takes a jump. But right now, when you look at this Saints tight end room, this is a glaring need to me. Now, Foster Monroe, everyone's loving Darlin Holker. And when you got Clancy Barone coming out and saying when training camp starts, when the season starts, you go see something special. I pay attention because I call him the tight end whisperer. I pay attention. But another guy that I mentioned that everyone's not paying attention to is this young man here, Michael Jacobson, tight end from Iowa State, who they picked up. Very athletic kid, good in the open field, in the same big target. How much Jacobson is? See how tall Jacobson. I think he's about 6'3", 6'4". Let's see what they get a breakdown on Michael Jacobson. No, hell, Coach Jacobson is 6'7", 244 pounds. Okay. We had good reports. I heard Ross was talking about him. I believe even Nick mentioned him as a player to watch. So those two young tight ends, along with Foster Monroe, cool. But I think with Jawan Johnson out, I think they need to bring in another tight end. And just for nutrition. And who knows? Maybe you bring in another tight end and a veteran tight end. I don't know who's available, but are they satisfied with their tight end room? We know Taysom Hill is going to be I feel Taysom Hill is going to be featured more than he's ever been in the Saints offense. It ain't gonna be no more, as some would say, gadget. No, Clint Kubiak is Clint Kubiak got on the plane, went personally to Taysom Hill's home and sat down with him. That tells you right now how big of an impact he is expected to have on his offense. Because, Coach, we've been saying it for years. When Taysom Hill touches the ball, 7 or more times, the Saints are highly successful. So now, with a coach who seemingly sees that and is going to take advantage of his talents, I'm interested to see that. Taysom Hill is too valuable to this team. Again, we call him the X Factor because he is. And as I look at the wide receiver room, can A.T. Perry continue to take those steps? Can he continue to prove off a strong ending to last season? A lot of people are high right now on Bud Means. What round we got Bud Means? 5th round. In the 5th round, a lot of people are high on Bud Means as a possible 5th or 6th wide receiver on the team. But a guy that everybody continues to miscount, but to overlook, was the signing of Cedric Wilson Jr., Coach. Again, in the slot, a big slot receiver, 6'2", 197. We know his body to work in the National Football League. Had his most success with the Dallas Cowboys. And as a third or full wide receiver with the Saints, if he's a slot wide receiver, I'm telling you, do not sleep on Cedric Wilson Jr. This, again, was not one of those signings that's going to go around the National Football League and be like, oh, man, Cedric Wilson, man, that was a hell of a signing. People around the league are going to look at, okay, they signed Cedric Wilson. Might be a good pickup. I'm telling you, Cedric Wilson Jr., I like this signing of Cedric Wilson Jr. He will fill that slot receiver position for the Saints. So in the 3 wide receiver set right now, I'm calling it Cedric Wilson in your slot, or is it A.T. Perry in the slot? I don't know. But for that 3rd wide receiver, it's going to be between Cedric Wilson and A.T. Perry. I'm leaning toward the veteran right now because of experience. But you go to 4 wide receiver set, that's not a terrible wide receiver room. I'm just saying. And who's going to be that 5th wide receiver? Will it be Bud Means, or will it be somebody that will come out the woodworks, such as Jermaine Jackson?
I'm intrigued by the kid, the veteran, with it, St. Brown.
Yeah, okay.
I'm intrigued with the size. Yeah. His size. What are you, about 6'5", 6'6"?
6'5", 214.
Yeah.
214 pounds. Originally came in as a 6th round selection. He's been with Green Bay, Chicago, and now he's a Saint. Yeah, man. And again, that y'all 5th receiver? You know the Saints love receivers who can block. He can do that. And let's remember, the Saints only had 3 runs over 20 yards last year. 3. Taysom Hill had 2 of them? And the other one was by what's his name? The wide receiver family from last year. From Kentucky, who we signed. Actually came from Miami. He had the other one. So the Saints definitely have room on that they definitely have room for that 5th. That 5th wide receiver is going to be somebody who can block. What I'm getting at is blocking by the wide receiver is not appreciated. But if you got a good blocking wide receiver, those are the blocks that usually, a lot of times, and let me know if I'm wrong, Coach, can turn a 8-yard run, a 6-yard run. into a 20, 25-yard game if you get good blocking on the outside by your wide receiver. What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean the blocking is key because what you want to do, you want to free that back up. And I always tell backs that when you get an open field and he get 1-on-1, that's a dream scenario. You know what I'm saying? Get 1-on-1 with that safety,
Right.
and you got so many things you could do to just mistreat that safety. You know what I'm saying? You do some
Gotcha.
dirty things to him. You know, so the key is to clear everything up. And once he gets an open field and he gets that 1-on-1 going, it's so much that he could just do, bro. And that's the
Right.
key. And like I always taught my kids as running back, when you get on 1-on-1, there's no way one man should be able to get a hold to you.
Right. One man should not be able to stop you. You're right, coach. And another I want to share this article with your family. Saints expected to blow it up during 2024 season, according to national outlet. So we're gonna take a look at this right quick. This article here. Get that up there for you.
Dolph, I don't got a headache. I just saw who popped in. My head's starting to hurt. I
Jay
need some oatmeal.
Live popped in. All right.
I need some oatmeal. My head's starting to hurt already, man. Oh,
Let
man.
me read this article live. Don't go nowhere. I'm about to get you, bro.
I'm going to need oatmeal now.
While reading this article, you better go get your oatmeal. Live come and get on that ass.
Man.
That's right. Early in the morning, baby. All right, man.
I converted to Muslim. I'm Muslim now, man. So I'm at peace. I had the Musa with him.
All right, family. This is courtesy of A to Z Sports. There's plenty of excitement from fans regarding the 2024 New Orleans Saints. Don't think they're earned dollars as well. Some folks believe the team will contend for the NFC South crown, while others expect a lowly season from the black and gold. Bleacher Report predicts Saints will struggle in 2024. Brad Gagnon doesn't go into much detail about the team's struggle, but they would need to occur in the first 9 weeks of the season in order to blow it up at the trade deadline. Check out his explanation below. He says only 8 teams have worse Super Bowl odds, but with a core of accomplished veterans in a South division, which is the theme around the National Football League, they call it the NFC South. It really wouldn't be South. I don't like that word South, but anyway, it really wouldn't be surprising if they were to win between 7 and 9 games for a full consecutive campaign. But I get the impression this is a last gasp. If they are out of the picture by the end of October, I expect Mickey Loomis and company to make guys like Derek Carr, Aaron Kamara, Cameron Jordan, Ryan Ramczyk, who will not play this year, and Marshawn Lattimore available. From there, they'll tank for a high pick for the first time in decades as they finally accept this window has to close. First of all, the Saints will not tank. They're not tanking. Not fucking playing. Excuse me. I'm not cussing. I told my wife I gotta start cussing. And the Saints are not playing to tank. I disagree with that. I hate that word tank. They're not playing to tank. Whoever's on that field, you're going out there, you're playing to win. These coaches are coaching for their careers. These players are playing for their careers. Going out there and tank. But anyway, let's keep on. His description for the Saints is vague, but it's fair. Okay, New Orleans could see some early season struggles with matchups against the Kansas City Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys, and Philadelphia Eagles in the first 6 weeks of the year. Coach, of those 3 games, how many of those games would the Saints have to win to get not just Who That Nation, but others to like, hold on, we was wrong. Out the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. Okay. By beating which one of these teams would that make somebody step back and say, hold on? Or make us as Saints fans step back and say, hold on?
I think 2 of the 3. I mean, because I feel like you can win one of them. Mm-hmm. People gonna be like, it just was a bad day for the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think if you could come out with a 2-1 win in those 3 games, it kind of say, okay, let's really take a look at the Saints team now, you know?
Gotcha. All right. Do I expect New Orleans to be sellers at the deadline? Probably not. Derek Carr will not be moved at the deadline due to his contract, and Ryan Ramczyk may not even suit up this year or even ever again. due to his degenerative knee injury. Those two are probably off the table. As for Kamara and Lattimore, they could be on the table if the Saints struggle by the mid-season. But you almost have to think that the front office will let it play out with them too. Both of them have spent their entire careers with New Orleans. Also, tanking is simply not a task that the Saints can afford to do in 2024. Common sense seems to be prevailing now. The QB is playing for another chance to start in 25, and their coach is on his last leg. Not to mention, there are plenty of folks who are not, I guess he meant who are no longer happy with the duties of the front office at this point either. Teams do not choose to try to lose, even if they attempt to move pieces at the deadline. For New Orleans, jobs are on the line for veterans and staff alike. Again, and he's right, finally right. Jobs are on the line for veteran players and the staff. If New Orleans is in position to sell by mid-season, though, expect Dennis Allen to be at the center of the heat. He's expected by fans to return his team to the postseason, a place they have not seen over the past 2 seasons. All right, so that was that article. That was A to Z Sports Family. Again, as looking at this article, we about to bring Jay Live in, join the show. Again, family, it's Q&A with Dolph and Coach. Please come on in. All right, Live, what's up? I see you, Red Swan, my Falcon brethren. What's going on, Swan? Swan, I see the Saints going 6-11 to 7-10 at best. Kind of like the Falcons been the last 4-5 years. I got you, brother. I got you. It ain't happening, baby. We going 9-8 again. Like I said, we'll see, man. I ain't predicting no record. We gonna see, but I hear you, Swan. Good morning, my brother, and come on in. All right, family. So Swan says he sees the Saints going 9-8. Well, no, what'd you say, Swan? 6-10, 6-11, or 7-10. That sounds like a Falcon fan just hating right there. But it's all good. Ain't nothing but love, man. Appreciate you as always, my brother. Appreciate you as always, man. All right. Next article I'd like to share with you, family. All right, Live's packing. All right, there you go. Live, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. What's happening with y'all?
Man, how you doing this morning, my brother?
Shit, I'm good with it, man. Ready. I was happy to see you on earlier this morning.
Oh yeah, man. I got to get us in. Got to get it in, man. Got to get it in, bro. Man,
Yeah.
how you been, man? And hey, training camp's right around the corner, man.
Around the corner, baby.
Right around the right. How you doing? Come on in. Red Swan. My predictions, dog. I hear you, bro. I hear you, baby. You know we got the receipts on that ass, so I got you. I got
now
you.
look, bro. I don't think Derek Carr gonna make it past week 7 or 8, bro.
Okay.
And that's just because if everything we've been hearing about is accountability, Derek Carr in trouble. He in trouble, bro. Because he gonna stink up this offense. He ain't gonna be making the right reads. Kubiak, if he continues the way he's been, coaching them, he's gonna let them know, hey, bro, look, you should have made that read. Hey, you need to get rid of that ball. All the problems that he always had his entire career. If that team's serious about accountability, Jake Hannon should be the starter by week 7. Straight up.
Coach, bro, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought damn, you Coach up there looking like a damn mannequin and shit. I thought you froze. I'm like, what the hell? He ain't even moving. Is he breathing?
Man, it's hard to move when you're hearing the truth, man. It's hard to move when the truth is out there. Sometimes you got to stay still and just take it in. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Hey, let's take a look at this same depth chart again, man.
Lord said what's all. I don't know what the hell going on with the world today, but I keep praying for people, man, every day. I keep praying for people. That's all you can do, dog. You just pray for them.
Just pray for them, Coach. Some people just need prayer.
I thought he was gonna say for Spencer Rattler to take over the future quarterback, but he come with like the children of Israel in the wilderness.
Spence ain't ready to set up in no NFL team, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That boy, he ain't got it.
Okay.
Remember, he was just mediocre in the SEC. Shit.
Okay.
Nothing special.
All right, so Live, when you look at this Saints depth chart, and you looking at this, when we know Jawan Johnson is not going to be the starting tight end, who right now, we haven't seen anything happen, but just looking at the depth chart and going from off-season workouts, all the reports we heard and everything, who would you think would be the opening day starter? Is it obvious it's Foster Monroe? Or will one of the young tight ends probably surprise and get that nod as the opening day starter?
You know, that low-hanging fruit is Monroe, but I truly think the best tight end on this roster is that rookie from Colorado, bro. I think if he showed that he can block, which is his main thing, because right now he has the best hands in the tight end room.
Okay.
He runs great routes. All he has to do is put them pads on and show that he can actually block. That boy can hold his own in the block game. There should be no question he should be the starter. He's going to provide us what we've been missing out at that tight end position if we actually take advantage of it. And I'm not saying Jawan Johnson couldn't do it, but to me, he just never really got the opportunities, but he also was hurt, you know? But when he was there, I don't think he got enough target, you know? I don't think he was given that opportunity. But I truly think the best tight end on this team right now is that rookie that we got from Colorado. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Start with H.
Yeah, Darlin Holker. Number 85, Darlin Holker.
I think
and
he's
again,
a dog, bro.
right.
Bro, I think that's our Kittle. You know? I really do. I really do. I got a good feeling about this boy. But I think he should be the number one starter, bro. But he'll have to earn that in training camp. Got
you. And offensive line wise, how do you feel about the offensive line? If Fuaga, Saldivari, McCall, Ruiz, and Trevor Penning is not the starting offensive line on opening day, man, what would be your thoughts about that? Will you consider the moves the Saints made to improve their offensive line by those are high draft picks, all but Saldivari, and they moved up in the top of the fold to get him. To you, what would that be a major sense of concern for you if all five of those gentlemen and all are young, and I think each one of them are 27 or younger, so it's a young offensive line.
Right.
How you feel about them if they're not the opening day starters?
The O-line, bro, I think because they're gonna be asked to do, you know, a lot of run blocking, that might save them. Let that young offensive line be a young offensive line, and you know, do a lot of movement, a lot of motion, a lot of pulling. If they actually take advantage of their strengths, especially taking advantage of Penning's strengths, I think this offensive line is going to be better this year. And honestly, I like the addition of Saldivari. I don't think we're going to have a problem from left tackle to Saldivari to the center's good, the right tackle solid. It's really going to depend on Penning. If Penning can hold up. But I think we got guys in the building that if he just fall on his face, one of those guys that we got can come in and hold it down the way we need it to be held down. But as of right now, man, I feel pretty good. My only question mark really is not even Saldivari, it's Penning. Is he mentally ready to step in and be the starter? Is he mentally ready? Because that's his problem. And I worry about that. I don't like that, bro. I don't want to hear about my offensive line mental being jacked up and confidence not there. That's not a good look. It's not a good look. So out of everyone, I don't hear that out of no one else. Gotcha. You know, at this point, bro, it really just depends on how good Penning's going to be. But I think we have people in the building that if Penning doesn't pan out, that we should be A-okay, especially if we're run blocking at
Right.
least 45% of the time.
Gotcha.
If we can run block 45% of the time and show Penn and strengths and his run blocking skills, I think that we'll be okay. But other than that, man, I think we're okay, man. I think everybody's juiced up. Everybody's ready to go. Everyone loves this new offense. They want to get it going, you know. It was ready for some change. And I think it's just going to be an all-around trickle-down effect that the Saints are going to have a good season this year, bro. And it's just got to get rid of Derek Carr.
Gotcha. And recently, NewOrleans.com's Luke Johnson wrote the article about New Orleans Saints offensive lineman Nick Saldiveri. And here's what Luke wrote. Much of the attention with regard to the New Orleans Saints offensive line this offseason has focused on its tackle. But there will also be a new starter on the interior as well. Veteran James Hurst, who played both tackle and guard for New Orleans but spent most of last season as the starter at left guard, announced his retirement in April. The Saints have incumbents ready at both center and right guard in Eric McCoy and Cesar Ruiz, but left guard is still up for grabs. The early indication is that 2023 forward-rounder Nick Saldiveri will be given the opportunity to seize the role, but the Saints have options ready in case the unproven Saldiveri is not ready to be a starting NFL offensive lineman. And here is where the Saints' interior offensive line stands before training camp. Cesar Ruiz, Nick Saldiveri, Ali Udoh, Shane Lemieux, Lucas Patrick, Kyle Hergal, Nori Noeli, and Mark Evans. Center, Eric McCoy, Sincere Haynesworth, and Lucas Patrick. The burning question: can Saldiveri hold on the starting left guard job? And if not him, then who? All of the feedback to this point in time is regarding Saldiveri has been positive. The coaching staff has praised him for the way he reshaped his body this offseason, and he has been given virtually all of the first team practice snaps during the portions of the offseason period that were open to media viewing. That said, a lot of things can and will change between now and the start of the season. It is hard to get a true gauge of where the offensive line is at until the team puts on pads and lets its big men go after one another full speed. There's almost nothing to go on with Saldiveri. Of the 35 games he started at Old Dominion, 34 came at right tackle, with the other at right guard. And his rookie season in New Orleans was effectively a redshirt year, with Saldiveri appearing in only 4 games and playing just 18 offensive snaps. Basically, the Saints know a lot more about him than anybody else at this point. That they have been willing to work with him with the first team should be a positive sign for Saldiveri's development, but the fact remains that he is unproven. Should Saldiveri falter in his mission to claim the starting right guard job, the Saints have some proven veteran depth behind him. Ali Udoh did not participate in team drills during OTAs or veteran minicamp, but he has started the equivalent of a full season at guard for the Minnesota Vikings. He may be the team's version of James Hurst, a player who can fill in at either guard or tackle as needed, and his role may be dependent on whether Saldiveri or right tackle Trevor Penning is unable to lock down a starting spot. New Orleans also signed veterans Lucas Patrick, 54 career starts, and Shane Lemieux, 12 career starts to provide depth. A few experienced backup plans in case they need to break the glass. Lemieux took a handful of first team reps in OTAs, while Patrick has been splitting time between center and guard. Here's the bold prediction. Both Eric McCoy and Cesar Ruiz outplay their contracts. McCoy is the NFL's highest paid center at $12 million per year. Ruiz is the NFL's 7th highest paid right guard at $11 million per year. McCoy will turn 27 about a week before the start of the season. Ruiz is still just 25. The bet here is that both of them turn in their best season of their professional careers. The Saints have invested heavily in the offensive line, coaching this offseason after a substandard 23 campaign. They hired John Benton, who brought 2 decades of experience coaching NFL offensive lines with him. To assist Benton, they hired Rick Dennison, who has been coaching in the NFL since the mid-90s and has 4 separate stints as an offensive coordinator under his belt. Those 2 coaches, combined with a new offensive scheme that seems tailored for the Saints' athletic offensive line, should get the most out of talented young players like McCoy and Ruiz. McCoy already has the bona fide makings of a Pro Bowler as alternative last year. Now, as the unquestioned leader of the offensive line group, he feels like a player poised to enter the discussion for the NFL's best centers. Ruiz is a bit more of a gamble. He has flashed big-time ability, but has never been able to consistently put it together. And he followed his breakout 2022 season with a sometimes rough 2023. But the bet here is that Benton and Dennison are able to get more out of Ruiz's obvious ability and have him meriting Pro Bowl voters by the end of the season. So that's Luke's take right there on Nick Saldivera in the Saints offensive line. I'll step back, gentlemen, and listen to your comments about that. Anything that you took from there. I'll start with you on live, then we go to Coach.
Man, I took one for what. Look, bro. Right now, though, just being 100, it's a lot of up in the air information, bro. We need to see them pads on, bro. But what I'm taking from that is it's just a grain of salt. You know, to be honest with you, I need to see these guys with pads, bro, and that's what we need to see who we got. But I would say, talking about that the O-line depth, I like that dude, Lucas Patrick. That's the one we got from Green Bay, right?
Chicago.
What's the one we got from Green Bay?
Who we get from Green Bay? I know we got Ali Udo came from the Vikings. Patrick came from Chicago. Let's see. Is it Lemieux was the Giants? Patrick Chicago. Let me get that depth chart up there, man, so we can see. You say from Green Bay? I don't believe we got an offensive lineman from Green Bay.
Remember that offensive lineman coach came out and said, man, he was the glue. Remember they did that, I think it was on AFR, but he came out and did that article about that offensive lineman. We got that, I think it was Green Bay's coach that came out and said this guy is the glue of our O-line.
I think that was Lucha Patrick with Chicago. I think you got them on the teams. Yeah, because we don't have an offensive lineman that came from Green Bay. Looking at the depth chart right there.
Well, look, man, you probably should have started with Coach, bro. Shit.
All right, now the burning question. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Last year, Coach, live, everybody in the panel, there was one position that we all say, man, listen, we are one major injury away from that being a bona fide problem for this team, and that was at linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
A year later, all of a sudden, the Saints linebacker room is going to be really interesting going to training camp. Demario Davis, Willie Gay, and of course, Pete Werner. The additional Willie Gay, I said it when they signed it, I'm going to say it now. I think the additional Willie Gay is going to allow the Saints to play more of a base 4-3 defense because of the speed and the athletic ability of Willie Gay and what he's able to do on the football field. Then you think about another signing that we're not paying attention to. When I look at Willie Gay, but also Khalid Hudson. Remember when we signed Demario Davis, we all were like, okay, it's a good signing. But then all of a sudden, as soon as he got to New Orleans, he was that player that was on the cusp of coming out of his cocoon and being special. So he was on the cusp of becoming special. Hold on, man. Bruce gone. Anybody want a dog? Give it last away. Bruce,
What kind of
dog, man.
man?
Oh man, that's my family, the kid dog, my wife dog, man. I don't know, a dog, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lap? There ain't no lap. What you call them little furry little black dogs, man? Hey, what kind of dog is Bruce? What kind of dog is Bruce? A mini schnauzer. That's what he is, fam. Yeah.
Oh man, that's right.
Yeah,
Shout out to them songs.
Yeah, man. He family, man, but he just like one of the kids, man. Get it behind
Yep.
him sometime. You know, but anyway, man, back to this Khalid Hassan. I think Khalid Hassan, if you watch him and you watch what they were saying about him, if you go and read anything from the Commanders on this young man, some feel like he was that player who is ready to step up his role and be even more productive when given a extended amount of time. Because the opportunities that he did get with Washington, he played pretty good, man. So Khalid Hassan, Willie Gay, let's not discern Jalen Ford from Texas, the young linebacker from Texas. He was on the Outland trophy list going into last season. The Saints get him in the day 3 of the NFL draft. In the secondary, a kid's name that's been ringing the entire offseason at the safety position. Well, the Saints are deep now. Is Bradford Miller from TCU. And also, let's not underestimate the signing of New Orleans native and former Tulane safety Roger Teamer Jr. Roger Teamer Jr. has an opportunity to make this 53-man roster. Listen, when you look at, as we're looking at the safety room, the only really lockdown safety is what? Strong safety is Tyron.
It's Tyron.
The starting free safety is open. Will it be Jonathan Abram? Will it be Jordan Howden? I love JT Gray, but we know it won't be JT Gray. Would it be Roger Teamer? Will Lawrence Johnson or Bradford Miller or Peyton Rico force they went onto this team? Not Peyton Rico's a safety. I apologize for that. So the safety, that's a position to look out for. I know everybody's going to pay attention to quarterback. Who's going to be the backup to Derek Carr? Who's going to be the starting free safety? Then who's going to be that safety when they go into the 3 safety look? When you have 3 safeties on the field. And another signing we have to pay attention to is to the signing of cornerback, the veteran Will Harris. Another sneaky good signing by the Saints under the radar. Again, and then we got Udo Amaga, nickelback. So, I mean, just looking at the Saints roster, a lot of Cam Bowder's family everywhere. And a kid that I'm interested to see when the pass come on is Christian Boyd from Northern Iowa. Everywhere I look, anywhere you're going to look, the Saints get a high grade for drafting this kid, and some think he was a real find for them and could be a diamond in the rough for the New Orleans Saints. But again, with the offensive defensive line, we're not going to know anything until those pads come on, man. And let me just say this, I'm making it once again. I'm telling everybody, yes, it is his last year. It's a contract year. He's been injured his whole career, but the few glimpses, like him or not, and the reason a lot of y'all don't like him because he's hurt, and I understand that, and he reminds you of Marcus Davenport. But I'm telling y'all right now, Peyton Turner's going to play 10 to 12 games. I don't care what Coach said. I don't care what JT says. Peyton Turner is going to play 10 to 12 games. Foskey this year, he said in the interview, he was thinking too much. Coach even said, Coach was like, Dolph, he hesitant. Coach said it last year. Dolph, he just hesitant. it's almost like he don't know. It's not that he didn't know what he's doing. He was thinking. So if you're thinking, coach, and let me know if I'm wrong with this. If you're out there and you're thinking, you can't really play football. You can't play up to your capability. You can't really let your God-given talent show because you're thinking, am I right? Is this the right hole? I don't want to make a mistake. Am I off basis with that thinking?
No, man, the game was just moving too fast for him. The game has to slow down for him. And then you kind of get in your natural flow. But when the game moving fast, it's like everything just move, and you don't know, you kind of hesitant on what to do because it's moving too fast for you. So the biggest thing with him, the game just got to slow down to him to understand it, and hopefully, it'll be this year. I think some rookies coming to NFL, and the game just moves too fast for them. It's a different speed in college, and it's a faster pace than college. And I think the game just has to slow down to him.
So, Live, what would you like to see out of Foskett this year?
I think definitely, because he had confidence issues. Now that's a red flag, though. But keep it going. Yeah, he was just thinking too much, bro. And everybody know when you're on the field and you worrying about not messing up, you're not worrying about making the play. You know what I mean? So I think second year in the NFL, he feels more comfortable. I think he feels more comfortable with the system, and I think he's gonna have a good year too. And I also want to touch on what you said about the linebackers, bro. Look at that linebacker room, bro. We ain't slow no more. Like whoever coming in there got some good speed to him, bro. Because that was one thing that we was complaining about. I mean, really, how slow them linebackers look.
And one player we haven't even mentioned is because he got hurt, but he was the key to why all of a sudden Zach Bond got paid, and Zach Bond started to show what he can do as an edge rusher because the emergence of Nephi Sewell, and we know he's coming off a major injury. So he's another one who's going to be in that linebacker mix. Like I say, all of a sudden, a area on the team that last year was a big concern, the linebacker room, all of a sudden, man, on a coach, like we like to say, like Coach says, like we say here, is on paper. I even saw an article where the Saints were ranked as the worst roster in the National Football League. The Saints offensive line has been ranked as the worst offensive line in the National Football League. So everyone outside of WHODATNATION, outside those who cover this team on an in-depth, day in and day out basis, have no belief of any kind of the New Orleans Saints, and most of it has to do because of the leader of this team, and that's Dennis Allen. Now, hopefully, the change to Clint Kubiak, wiping out all the existence of the Sean Payton era is over. We are all eager to see what Clint Kubiak can do. But again, I caution everybody, do not expect this man to come in and just work miracles. It's going to take players buying in. It's going to take hard coaching. It's going to take players not being able to take coaching. It's going to take all that, man. This team, this offense is going to have to come together. And right now, I think it'll be mid to late October, Coach and Live and everyone on the panel. I think it'll be mid to late October before we start to see this Saints offense starting to hit its stride and starting to become a well-oiled machine. I think with a new offensive system, it may take that long. What's you guys' thoughts about that?
You can take this one first, Coach.
I don't have a comment, bro. I'm just waiting to see them get in action and just see how everything fall into place, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, family. Listen. Today's show is bought. All right. So with that being said, family, you see smacking sunflower seeds. Did y'all just hear me just now? Or was I mute?
No, you was
Y'all
muted.
heard me?
You was muted.
I was muted. Well, let me go through again. You see it on the screen, family. We want to give a big thanks to our official partner, our official affiliate partner of the Come On In Sports Network, Smacking Sunflower Seeds. They're smacking good. Yeah, I know. They are though. They're good. I had the backyard barbecue. Me and my boy Zach. Shout out to Zach Non-Fishing, the Come On In Sports Network family over there at Real Fan Sports. And of course, Mr. Carlos Clayton at Uneducated Sports Talk, and Mr. J Hits at the Hit Zone. But yeah, again, Smacking Sunflower Seeds family. They are our official affiliate partner. You see the link on the ticker. Hit that link. The link is also in the chat. If you enjoy sunflower seeds, do yourself a favor. Go over, order. Use the link. We get a portion of the sale from that. And listen, we want to thank them for partnering with us. Thank them for allowing us to join their family. And like always, come on in. All right, family, let's get back to it. All righty, get us back on this screen. Coach back up. Coach, where we at? Man, why everybody? Oh, I gotta change it back.
Right.
There we go. We back now. I'm like, man, where we at, man? Where we at? All right, man, we're back. There's 13 of us here, family. Again, if you're coming in later, now please hit that like bell. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell. This is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. This is Q&A with Coach and Dolph and our family member, the one and only J Live, the president of the Jake Hayner fan club, is in the building this morning, and he's going to let us know why Jake Hayner is going to be the number 2 quarterback for the New Orleans Saints on opening day. Jay, you have the floor, my brother.
Well, yeah, he's going to be the number 2. He's the most experienced. He's the most polished. He put in that work this offseason, and he put in that work not to take a step back, to move forward. I promise you, after this training camp, they're going to, that new coach that's not tied, that he already likes Jake Hayner. He already sees some good traits in Jake Hayner. You best believe that in Kubiak. He already sees that in Jake. After training camp, Jake Hayner is going to be he's going to be the best quarterback at training camp when the pads come on. Mark my words. And coach going to keep that in mind. He's still going to start Derek. But once Derek starts stinking up the place, and look, let me tell you what his problem is, bro. It's accountability. If you truly hold his feet to the fire, he can't function. He going to be thinking too much. He going to be worrying about not messing up. He going to be listening to the fans. Too much of a glamour girl, bro. He's a problem. But once he starts stinking up the place, coach gonna always have in back his mind. I got my Purdy right here. And I promise you, if that record ain't reflecting and the tape is reflecting him making late throws or just bad quarterback play, right? And Kubiak and his team is truly set on accountability. I think that was done on purpose by Dennis Allen, bro. He know he got a hard time holding holding players accountable. So he made sure to bring in some guys that hold players accountable for him. You know what I mean? Since that's not his strong suit, he brought in guys that's gonna coach you, just like Kubiak said. We're gonna coach you hard and we're gonna hold you accountable. That word is the key. And everybody, to every Saints fan, bro, and it may mean different things, but that word accountable sounds so good when we hear it. And if it's true, there's no way in hell Derek Carr can finish the season as our quarterback. Jake Hayner gonna take over, and when he takes over, that's when we have our new quarterback for 10, 15 years, and that's when y'all gonna realize who this boy is. That boy dope. That boy Memphis. You would never hear anyone talk about selfish play. You would never see him calling out his teammates. The boy got it. He made good decisions. He's just a young quarterback that need experience. And don't forget, you see how Ratliff came in there like a rookie quarterback. He looked like a rookie. When Jake came in, Jake looked like a polished, almost like a polished vet. In and out the huddle. He had the best training camp out of anyone last year.
Gotcha,
And he came in and did the same thing in OTAs and minicamp. Like, he's showing you what you want. He giving you what you want. Like, if the growth that you want to see in the player, Jake Haynes has answered the bell, bro. Every time. The boy just needs his opportunity. But I promise you, there's no way that Derek Carr is going to finish this season as a Saints quarterback. Not if that word accountability is true. That's my right.
Gotcha.
So, Dolph, I just want to our audience, you heard what Jay Live just said. If you have the PS4, that's the square and triangle button, tap it lightly. But Jake Haynes is, because what he just said ain't no way in hell gonna happen. So if you got the PS4, tap the square button and the circle button lightly, and you might just get that out of. I'm done.
Check the timestamp. Dog, you remember this day here? Hey, Coach, I don't know if you know, but I'm a beast at picking out players that did nothing, saying that's that dude. Bro, my track record, if I had to give myself a percentage, I'm at like a 90%. When Kamara came in, he said Kamara better than Pierre Thomas. No one wanted to believe. What? How can you say? I said he is. He's better Pierre Thomas. When Mike Thomas came in, I said, damn, this dude better than the Colston. He ain't caught a ball yet. No, my girl's like, man, you tripping. But it all came to fruition. That boy Jake is our next quarterback. That's our dude.
Hey.
He's on the roster.
Hey, family, let's
He's on the roster, bro.
Yeah, let's do this right quick, fam. Listen, y'all see our brother JT. First of all, blessings to you, family. But family, let's send our thoughts and prayers out to brother JT and his family, man. Last week, man, he lost his uncle, man. And my brother, once again, bro, want you to know, man, that I'm thinking about you and your family, bro. I'm praying for y'all, man. So family, everyone, let's send out our prayers and heartfelt blessings and to JT and his family as they go through this trying time right now, man. So once again, my brother, because we talk other than this podcast, man. So I just want you to know, big brother, I love you, my brother, and definitely praying for you and the family, man. So I just had to get that out, man. Just had to get that out. Marley Marl say, if Hannah plays this year, that means our season is going bad. Yes, sir. And before I leave, Coach, I need you and JT. I need you and Live to talk about that. But also, I need y'all to go in and start talking about Alvin Kamara. Will Alvin Kamara be at the start of training camp? How long possibly could his holdout loom? And I'll be right back.
As far as the Alvin Kamara, I'm just tired of Alvin Kamara. I'm just tired of all these players, man, just money not finishing out their contracts, bro. I mean, finish out what you start first and then get your bag, bro. I'm just, everything now is just chasing money, and then when they get the money, they're not producing at the same level. So with the it's not just Alvin Kamara, this is all of them to me, man. Everybody just chasing that money, and I get it, you want your money, but finish out what you start first, bro, before you start wanting more. So that's just my take on that.
And look, Coach, I would agree with you on that, real talk. It's just that the way that they played in the NFL is raw. They'll move all their money out to the back, keep pushing them down, give them little weak signing bonuses here and there, but then they trade them and they never get a chance to see their money. That happens. That's the norm in the NFL. Them guys don't be getting all that money. Only thing that you get is that guaranteed. And that's the problem, Coach. They be like, look at all the money he do. You know what I mean? Because they pushed it all back. And that's the problem, bro. Like, them players be getting dogged over, and because they see that, you know what I mean, it's hard to finish out your contract nowadays. It doesn't make sense. If you was playing, Coach, and you saw all these players not finishing out their contract, signing these big deals, but really only getting a fraction of it, I mean, you start to learn. You're like, all right, I have to get me. I can't get mad at Kamara. Even though I wish he was there, learning this new offense with the team. You can't get mad at him because they will do you dirty in this business. and because they will do you dirty. I'm just saying, and you said
I don't have a
I'm saying,
problem with them getting paid. I believe everybody should get their money. But I mean, once you get that first contract, produce, man. I see too many dudes get the bag, they hurt, they don't play the whole season. All I'm saying is, once you get the money, just produce at that level, and I feel like everything else kind of sets its market for itself. And I'm just trying to see all of them get their money, and then once they get the money, they're more hurt than anything, or they sitting out games, or we got all this. I have no problem paying them, but I'm just saying, I just want to see them just put the work in to get the money. Don't get the money, and then you become like half of the player you was before you got the money.
yeah. And look, I'm in agreement with that, coach. But you know, these players got to go after their bag. They have to, man. They have to. It's
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
because the
For some
NFL is.
reason, they don't want to pay the running backs now, and I don't think they understand the key to the importance of a running back. Like with the Giants chose 40 million over Saquon, and they're gonna be up shit creek without Saquon.
Right.
Tell me about it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
What's the
Hey,
quarterback
coach.
name? What is his name? What is his name in
Saquon Barkley,
no, the Giants.
Derrick Jones, the quarterback.
Jones, he get 40 million, but you wouldn't pay Saquon. Okay.
Yeah. So coach.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, coach. Who are some? I know we ain't see anything, but based off what you saw toward the end of last season, who are some young players this year defensively you think may be ready to take a leap this upcoming season?
The NFL or with the Saints?
With the Saints.
I think Fauske is one. I think with Fauske, I think I would narrow him down to more of an edge rusher than using him more at the linebacker, put him in on passing down and just let him come off the edge and do what he do. And you saw that with Brown, it took a couple of years, they finally figured out what his strength was. It was just coming off that edge.
Right.
I'm hoping they discover that in Fauske now before it gets too late. I mean, he's the biggest one I would say that I've seen that I'm looking to ever break out. I mean, if you look at the offensive side of the running back on the offensive side, I think he could play a big part in the screen game with Kubiak coming in. So I mean, that's the two I'm kind of looking forward to on the offensive defensive side of the ball.
What about you, Lod?
All right, I had to step away for a second. I just came back though. What was the question, bro?
Based off last season heading into this season, who are some young defensive or offensive players you think are ready to take a major step forward this upcoming season?
Well, to me, my breakout player gonna be Rashid. I know he's not young, but I think he's gonna truly have the biggest year out of everybody. To me, Rashid the best wide receiver on the team. To me, he got the best hands and he run the best routes. He just ain't getting a chance to prove it. But on defense, you know what? I'm really looking forward to how Foskey gonna play this year, bro. As far as like a young player, right. I think you just have to get them first year jitters out of the system. And I know how it is. Some guys are like that, bro. Not everybody gonna hit the ground running. Some guys just need a chance to settle down. And I think that's Foskey because he's definitely better than what he put on last year. But you got a chance to see some flashes from him too.
Exactly.
You know, last year.
He did. You're right.
But man, I really want Willie Gay to beat out what's his name? Warner. I really do. I really want to see him step up. I know he a new player, but I hope he shines in training camp, and I hope they give him, and I hope he starts over Warner. I really do. He remind me of. I mean, he the closest thing we don't had to Kwan since he left. You know what I mean? Next to Demario Davis.
Got it.
I'm saying in wide receivers.
So,
And you know what? I think the safety should be Amadi, bro. That dude, that's one dude that fits in his defense. Don't you know how what was that safety we drafted from the Jets we got rid of? Sorry. Mayo.
Marcus May.
Yeah, Marcus May, bro. Like can't deal with a player like that. But fuck, I forgot my point, though. I'm sorry, niggas pulled someone knocked on me.
Ain't no problem.
Yeah, we went to President Biden homes.
Yeah, bro. Boy, that's messed up, bro. I got a lot going on,
man,
coach, bro.
We don't do politics here, but we in trouble like a mother. Cause we got two. Man, I don't know what to say, man. Who's the independent candidate? That might be the best.
Man, I tell you last night, bro. I was disappointed with that Cash Money reunion, bro. I was so disappointed, bro.
It was bad, bro.
I was disappointed in it, bro. Oh, no, there was no Turk. Wayne didn't come out when they were doing the song. He came out at the end, and he what is his name? Tucci? With the Young Money? He didn't use his Lil Wayne. He did all Young Money song. You could tell there's still something going on there. Juvie really held it together, bro. It was, and I was reading some of the reviews. It was kind of disappointing, bro. I was disappointed. That's my opinion. That's personal opinion.
Gotcha. Well, look, family, this has been Q&A with your boy Dolph, Coach John by J Live. I want to thank everybody for coming in this morning. Thank you all for being here. Again, before you leave, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and listen. The family is growing. We are now over 800 subscribers, family. We go hit that 1,000. We go grow this family. And again, once again, we want to send a shout out to our official affiliate partner, the Smacking Sunflower Seeds. We want to thank them for coming on board and being part of the Come On In Sports Network family. Smacking Sunflower Seeds. Yeah, they're smacking good. Yeah, we all love to snack on sunflower seeds. If you love to smack on sunflower seeds, man, listen. Go to smacking.com. I've got the link. That's the link right there. Go use that link. Or to use some of these smacking good sunflower seeds. And every time you use that link, a portion of that comes to the Come On In Sports Network. So with that being said, family, once again, I want to thank you all for joining us. Have a wonderful week. And I don't know what the heck I done, Lord Coach. I lost, hold on, there we go. Live, where you at, baby? Let me see. There we go. We all back now. I lost everybody, damn it. All right, got everybody back. But listen, everybody have a good Saturday, man. Finish enjoying your weekend. And until next time, like always, love and who that. And we out. Welcome all sports fans. I'm Dolph Jackson, one of the hosts of the Come On In Sports Network, a brand new sports network catered to sports heads like yourselves. Here on the Come On In Sports Network, we'll be covering the latest topics and current sporting news from around the world, such as baseball, football, basketball, and more. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, and come on in. Keeping it real with that sports pod, legendary Coach Rock, Dolph 17. Let's rock. Who that? Boss kick, black and gold. Let's go. First and goal from the one. Best believe we go punch. Punch in there, get them punch. With them Saints, watch us march. Down the field, down your throat. Keeping it real. Who that sports? Breaking news, interviews, open lines just for you. Call in, join in, Pale Nation.